So welcome to Bawashira Electric once more. We are continuing with our tutorials of motor control. So today we're going to dive into a star delta circuit diagram, and without a wastage of time, allow me set off. I'm going to have my power supply line 1, line 2, line 3. Then I'm going to have my circuit breaker, a 3-pole. Then I'm going to have my contactors. I'm going to have contactor 1 for main, contactor 2 for delta, contactor 3 for star. I'm going to have an overload. Then I'm going to have my star delta motor. Those ones are going to work for me for the power circuit. Allow me to rotate this one. So allow me first align them properly and get adequate space. So I'm going to do the cabling. I'm going to have here from power to the circuit breaker to the main contactor. Oh, I have two overloads here. I have to delete one. So from the main to the overload. So I'm going to have here a shorting to act as a star. Then I'm going to have so that is a star connection. Then I'm going to fetch here a delta. Yeah, so I'm going to have here the first power cables. I'm going to take line 1 to coil V2. Then this side, line 1 is going to come at coil W1. Then this way, line 2 is coming at coil U2. Then this way, line 2 is coming at coil V1. Then here, line 3 is coming at coil W1. Then here, oh, I made a mistake somewhere here. I'm going to correct. Even here, it is not supposed to come from there. So here is coming from here. Then this one is coming from here up to U1. Then this mistake here. It's supposed to come from there like that. So that is a power circuit. When you follow directly, line 1 is connecting V and W. Then line 2 is connecting V and U. Then line 3 is connecting W and U. So you make sure that a line does not connect the same coil. For example, line 1 should not connect V2 with V1. No, a line should not connect U2 with U1, W2 with W1. No, that will be a short circuit maybe. So that is how we go about with the power circuit of a star delta connection. Now let's see the control circuit. I'm going to get here a single phase power supply with a live and neutral. I'm going to have there my live and get here my neutral. I'm going to have my double pole circuit breaker. Then I'm going to have my switches. I'm going to start with an emergency. I'm going to have a stop. I'm going to have a start is normally open. Yeah, then I'm going to have a launching contact. Then I'm going to have the coils where they going to have for contactor 1, I'm going to have for contactor 2, I'm going to have for contactor 3. Then I'm going to have an on delay timer to switch from star to delta. So allow me to do the cabling. This is a neutral, this is a live. Then through the emergency, through the stop, through the start, through the launching, self-holding, then to the coil. Then let me route my neutral at once. Where's the neutral line? It's so disturbing. I'm going to have to that one, to that one, to that one. Then to that one finally. So from here I'm going to power the timer as well, or it is this way. Then I'm going to use the normally closed of the timer, normally closed, then here normally open and normally closed. So now I'm going to do the cabling. Then also let's have here an interlock. Let's first have an interlock here. like that. So we are going to name our components now. This one I'm going to call it KM, main contactor. Then this one I'm going to call it timer. Then this one I'm going to call it K delta. Then this one I'm going to call it K star. Okay, can call it a star. Then this one, call it delta. And this one shall call it, this one is timer, as well as this one is for timer. Our timer, we can give it a timing of around 5 seconds. Then this one is star, and this one is delta. This one is interlock. And this one is KM, K main contactor. This one is start. This one is stop. This one is emergency. And this one is MCB. Something of the kind. So this one is star. And this one is delta. And this one is KM main. So this one is MCCB. Overload can remain F, no problem. What else? So I think that is it. We need just to try out the simulation and see what happens. Now let's do simulation of our circuit and we see what happens. So here we have, this one is the main contactor, this one is the delta contactor, this one is the star contactor, MCCB, MCB, emergency stop, start. Of course this one is the coil for main, this one is a timer, coil for delta, coil for star. This one is normally open of the timer, this one is normally closed of the timer, this one is normally closed of the star to the delta, this one normally closed of the delta to the star, to provide interlock so that they don't switch at once. So if I close here, if I do simulation and I close here my MCCB, then I close my MCB, so when I press start, we see it first runs in the two, main and star contactor. Then we have given it 5. After the 5 seconds, it is going to turn to main and delta contactor. Only that here our motor cannot indicate the specific connection of the coil, but let's stop and see. So start, we are going to analyze our timer. I've connected it to 5 seconds. So start, you see we have the main contactor and the star contactor, so the motor is running in a star connection. So after here finishing, it has switched to main and delta contactor. That means the motor is now running in a delta connection. Thanks for watching. Let's move on to part 2 and see how we can implement this circuit diagram to area wiring. So we are going to do the area wiring using the real components. Please follow up next to part 2, or if not, check the link in the description below and we do the real wiring together.